are continuing with our series on creating and selling teacher resources. And I talked about this last week, but I have been selling my teacher resources starting in 2017, but really didn't get serious until 2019. And I have been able to consistently replace my teacher salary just by putting my resources on a website called Teachers Pay Teachers. And right now it is 100% passive for me because I got a lot of other things going on. I do a lot of things and I haven't really touched my store in a few years. Now I help other teachers create and sell their own resources, which I am, really passionate about. But I wanted to talk about some of the things that I have seen that help people be successful with their Teachers Pay Teacher store. And by the way, right now we are actually opening our program, the Resource Academy, which is my step-by-step guide for creating and selling resources. And my program is different than a lot of others because I actually teach you how to make the resources, how to make professional quality resources, which I feel like is missing from a lot of programs. You can't just throw anything up. Yes, I do believe that you can use what you're already making in your classroom, but you need to make them professional. You need to have answer keys. You need to make sure that you're listing them in a way that they're going to be found in the search. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And yeah, I really just took the knowledge that I have learned from years of selling and put it all into my program, the Resource Academy. So if you want to get started, we are actually running a free challenge right now. You can sign up by going to lindsaybowden.com/challenge. You can quickly watch the 4 free challenge videos and then go ahead and join our program. Right now is a great time to join. We are going to be having a really big discount on the Resource Academy, including some epic bonuses. So make sure to check that out. You can watch the free challenge videos at lindsaybowden.com/challenge. So let's get into the 10 tips for a successful Teachers Pay Teachers store. So the first one is actually signing up for a premium seller account, which is $60 a year, 60 US dollars. It's going to be different if you're in a different country, depending on the conversion rate at the time. And that might sound like a lot, but with that premium seller membership, you are going to make a lot more money. You get 80% of your earnings versus, I think it's 40% with the lower level. It used to be the free seller account. Now there is a one-time startup fee cost because there was a lot of spammers getting on TPT, signing up for free, and then just reselling other people's resources. Lame. But that $60 a year is totally worth it. If you are still like, I don't know if I can pay that yet, I get it. I usually tell people if they are cautious about that, that dollar amount, if you are making $5 a month on TPT, then go ahead and sign up because it's going to pay for that premium membership. If you're brand new, you're obviously not making any money yet. I would just sign up as soon as possible, sooner than you think, so that you can make that full 80%. So that's number one. Number 2 is create eye-catching covers. So when someone goes to teacherspayteachers.com and searches, it is a visual search, meaning there are cover photos, those square pictures. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Teachers Pay Teachers when you are on your computer or have a second and search for something and look at the square photos. Those are cover photos. And that is what helps people make the decision to click on your resource or not. That is the first impression, the first thing that they see. And if your cover photo doesn't stop their scroll, then they're not going to click into your product and buy. And my best advice for creating an eye-catching cover photo is go to Teachers Pay Teachers and search for something, maybe something within your niche, and see what covers stop your scroll. What catches your eye? Don't try to put too much on there. I've seen covers that are way too busy. Don't try to put too much text because even with the new update that Teachers Pay Teachers just made that enlarged the size of the cover photos, they're still really small, especially if you're on mobile, and it's hard to read a lot of text. You want a good visual, a good big title, a good visual of what the resource looks like, and everything else can go in the thumbnails and the preview, which we're going to talk about next. So eye-catching cover. Number 3 is a good title with keywords. So the title is, what is the resource called? And the best way to title your resource is to think about, if you are going to Teachers Pay Teachers to search for your resource, what would you type in? So you don't want anything cutesy. You don't want anything that's like specific to your state or like your county, unless that is your niche. For example, a lot of people make things that are specific to TEKS, Texas standards, and that's a great niche because there's a lot of teachers in Texas that need resources. So if that makes sense for your niche, then put that. But if it's not, like Georgia, we use, kind of Common Core-ish standards. So I wouldn't necessarily put like Georgia Unit 4 math, in my title. I might put something like that in the description, like this would be well suited for Georgia High School Geometry Unit 4. But you want to think about what are teachers searching for. So nothing super cutesy, nothing super, super duper specific. So what I mean is, like, if you're creating a certain type of resource, but maybe teachers don't know what that's called, like mystery puzzles, which are like picture reveals, teachers call them different things. So maybe instead of mystery puzzle, you want to put like self-checking activity. Now, I'm not saying don't put mystery puzzle, but you can test this, right? So you can try mystery puzzle, and if it's not getting you a lot of sales, try changing that to self-checking activity or self-checking digital activity or engaging digital activity, because that's what teachers are going to be searching for. And definitely put the topic. So fractions, self-checking digital activity. And if you want to put mystery puzzle on the cover or in the description, you can. Maybe you want to put it in the title, but again, just think about what are teachers going to search for. And then you also want to put those same keywords in the first few sentences of your description, called the snippet, because that is searchable as well. Number 4 is to use the thumbnails. So when you're uploading a product to TPT, there's the cover photo, and then you have 3 more additional slots for pictures, and those are called thumbnails. And when you're looking at a product on TPT, you see the cover photo, and then when you click into the product, you can swipe to see the other thumbnail pictures. You want to take advantage of those spaces, and you can kind of display what is special about this resource. So all of that text that you wanted to put on the cover photo that no one can read, that's the kind of thing that you can put on those thumbnails. So maybe it's self-checking. There's answer keys. How many task cards are there? How can this be used? How easy is it to use? Is it print and go? Is it everything is already done for the teacher? Kind of what unique qualities, what selling points does your resource have? That would go on the thumbnails. And you can also put more mock-ups of the resource. Now, you don't have to worry about putting things like a watermark or preview over the pictures on the covers and the thumbnails, because they're too small anyway. So you want teachers to be able to see the actual resource on your covers and on your thumbnails. Now that leads me to my next tip, number 5. You want previews. Now a preview is a PDF, and it can be multiple pages. I don't exactly know what the limit is. There's probably a size limit for your preview, but it can be 10, 20 pages. And for that, you do want to put a watermark or put the preview over it, because the PDF is downloadable. So you wouldn't just want to put the actual resource as the preview, because teachers can download it for free. So I will say, if it's a free resource, it's not going to have a preview. So if you're uploading a free resource, there will not be a slot for preview. But for all paid resources, you want a preview. And this is going into even more detail about the selling point of your resource. How easy is it? Different mock-ups. There's also video previews, which are great. If you can take a video of the resource in action in your classroom, obviously don't show students' faces, but how is it used? How easy is it to use? Take a video of you printing it out, cutting it out, laminating it, showing how to use it. Video previews are really, really great. Number 6, you want good descriptions. So description is the written part below the resource describing what the resource is about. So again, that snippet, the first few sentences, you want keywords in there, but then you want to explain exactly what's included. Is it editable or not editable? Is it best suited for on level or gifted or special ed? What grade levels is it best suited for? And by the way, you want to stick to 3 to 4 grade levels. You don't want to put more than that. If it really is for anyone, like maybe it is, a sub-plan document where teachers can fill out their different things for a sub-plan. That could be used for K through 12. So for that, you can mark all grade levels. But for most things, you want to stick to 3 to 4 grade levels. Otherwise, TPT they have said that that is not good. So I don't really know what that means, but it might just not show up as good in the search. For other things in your description, you can put, kind of bullet points of the different topics that you cover. If it covers multiple topics, you can put your terms of use in the description. You can link to other resources that might go well with that resource in the description. Lots of different things that you can put there, but you want to make sure you have those keywords. Number 7, and this might be obvious, but you want to upload quality products. You don't just want to throw up anything. So when I first started, I did that. I just literally put what I was making in my classroom on TPT. I didn't have cover photos. I didn't even know if I had a description. Really not good. And I didn't make a lot of money because I didn't know what I was doing. But when I started updating the products that I was using and making them look more professional, adding, a little bit of clip art. I didn't have to have a lot for math, high school math, but if you're elementary, clip art is a big thing with elementary sellers if it fits for that particular resource. Professional looking fonts, making sure everything was aligned and neat, adding answer keys, checking for typos, making sure there are no mistakes, having my students work through it in the classroom first and helping me find errors or giving it to a colleague to look for typos. That is a really big deal. You don't want to upload a lot of things with mistakes because you're going to get bad reviews and then your overall store rating will be bad. So definitely quality over quantity, but there's a balance with that, right? Because the more products you have, the more potential you have to make money. So don't spend weeks and weeks and weeks working on a product unless, it would have to be a really big product. But for that, I would say if you're working on something that big, break it up into smaller chunks, upload those smaller chunks as individual resources, and then bundle it together. I can't think of any one resource that should take you weeks. I would say no more than a few days per resource, depending on the subject area. But for math, I could definitely hammer out a resource in a day or 2 days. Okay, number 8, using data to make more products. So once you get a few products in your store, I'd say maybe 10, 20 products, and you start getting sales, if there's one product that is always outselling the other products, make more products like that. So make a product line. Maybe you can make that same product but with different topics. So let's say that you upload a maze and that maze is just selling like hotcakes. Then upload more mazes with different types of topics. That's a good indication that those other types of resources that are similar will sell well. So use the data for sure. You can also use the data to make a lot of other decisions, like maybe price increases, price decreases, tweaking titles. So use the data. TPT gives you a pretty good dashboard with lots of different data that you can use. Number 9, use templates. Templates are going to save you all the time, and you don't want to be starting from scratch with every resource that you create. That is such a huge time waster. I give you so many templates inside the Resource Academy because I know how much time they save me. So all the templates that I created for my store, I gave this to you, plus we created a ton more. And actually right now, if you join during our live open, I give you 65 digital self-checking templates for free. So you definitely want to check that out. lindsaybowden.com/challenge. But templates are so good because every time you start a new resource, there are certain things that are always going to be there, right? Like your copyright at the bottom, the spot for students to write their name, the title, kind of the general layout. For example, I make a lot of notes and worksheets, and all of them have the same look and feel. They have the same type of clip art, the same tables. All I'm changing out is the problems. And so I made a template for my notes. That way I can just open that template, add the topic for that particular set of notes, and I don't have to start from scratch, and it saves me a ton of time. And then the last one is get some mentorship. Trying to DIY is it just takes you so much time. And listen, you can find everything that you need to find, most likely on YouTube for free or on Google for free. But just because it's free doesn't mean you should do it, because you can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Time is our most valuable resource. It's the only non-renewable resource that we have. So if you're spending hours and hours on YouTube trying to sift through the ocean of information and you don't really know if it's right or not, you're wasting so much time. If you can invest in some type of mentorship, one-on-one coaching or group coaching or a DIY program, and everything is laid out and organized for you in order, the steps that you need to take, oh man, So good. And a lot of programs have a community. Like in the Resource Academy, we have step-by-step trainings. Everything is laid out in the exact order that you need to go. But the great thing is we also have a Facebook community where you can go and ask questions and get feedback and get encouragement. And it really feels like you're not doing it alone. Whereas if you DIY it, you're literally doing it alone. So get some mentorship. So let me just recap these 10 steps to a successful TPT store. And look, there's a lot more than this that I could not fit in this episode. I have it all in the Resource Academy. But number 1, sign up for premium ASAP. Don't wait. Number 2, create eye-catching covers that stop the scroll. Number 3, title your resource using keywords. Think about what teachers would type in to find your resource. Number 4, use all of the thumbnails. Number 5, create good previews. Number 6, write good descriptions. Number 7, create quality products with answer keys with no typos. Number 8, use the data to make decisions. Like if you have a top seller, make more of those. Number 9, use templates. And then number 10, get some mentorship. And again, I have a free training available right now, and it also gets you a huge discount to my program, the Resource Academy. You can sign up for that by going to lindsaybowden.com/challenge, and I will see you there.